Alyson Stoner has been a force in Hollywood since her spotlight debut on Missy Elliott's music video Work It in 2002. And while she would go on to be a Disney superstar working in animated series like Phineas and Ferb or more teeny bopper films like Camp Rock, she would also be an honorable role in bringing dance culture to the big screen with movies like Step Up, working alongside the franchise as Camille. Her credits in Hollywood would go on to be an unstoppable force, but at what cost would this child star of the 2000s be the subject of trauma?
I remember I was having a particularly horrible day with body dysmorphia.
It is no secret that a lot of Hollywood icons and flops came from the 90s and 2000s Disney era. Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, Zac Efron, and Miley Cyrus could be some examples of childhood fame in Disney's machine. While some of these Disney stars would go on to be in controversy and have multiple public outbursts making media headlines, one star that would stand out amongst the rest but also fall victim to childhood fame in Disney's atmosphere would be Alyson Stoner. My first memory with Alyson was on Mike's super short show that aired on Disney in the early 2000s. The show's premise was to promote Disney Channel original films or shows of the time while making it fun and entertaining for kids in a span of about 2 minutes. It is very similar to how you can find promotion to products on TikTok in today's time. Speaking of promotion, if you haven't seen my latest video about Shia LaBeouf and why he left Transformers, I highly suggest watching the clip. Card will be up at the top of this video. Going back to Alyson Stoner, while my first memory of her was on Disney, most people remember her as the backup dancer in Missy Elliott's Work It. She would bust out these crazy dance moves in the music video, which would air across the globe and in return solidify her Hollywood career. Alyson Stoner's career started at a young age of 3, where she would dance on and off at conventions or competitions. By the age of 6, her luck would change when she would get multiple callbacks by Hollywood agents after winning awards for things like acting, dancing, and singing while performing at these conventions. The Hollywood executives would see her potential in being the next big star. Alyson and her mom would go on to pursue the Hollywood industry due to Alyson's ambition to achieve more by visiting Los Angeles for a couple of months that would land her big contracts. For a child to be dealing with this much pressure, meaning signing contracts, putting your face on the big screen, and actually being very successful is something to commend. But what does the cost of working very hard at a very young age come with?
I felt so sad when I saw the final edit because they essentially cut me out, and that was the first time I experienced what felt like, oh, I was missing my 2 front teeth and didn't look enough like Barbie, and therefore maybe wasn't the right look. Yeah. But I thought when they hired me,
in the late 2000s, Alyson's name would be in every bit of Hollywood. From voice acting on Disney's animated series Phineas and Ferb, where she voiced character Isabella, who would go on crazy adventures with the main characters of the show, or be in more blockbuster franchises like Step Up, where her dancing would shine as character Camille, she would use her talents of acting and dancing to bring families a more fun experience of entertainment. This can be seen with her list of movies and TV shows, as her biggest talent that would outshine the rest would be working with music. Even Alyson stating herself that she was always writing tracks since she was little.
I've been writing music since I was 6 or 7. My mom would find sheets and sheets of lyrics and not know what it was, but I never had the voice to communicate it, so I worked with Nick Cooper for 3 years now, and we're still plugging away, but I needed to capture that, singing side, or else my words and my messages would never come across.
Alyson showing the world that dance can create movements within being successful would go on to inspire millions, so much so that you could say that it made an impact in the Musical.ly and TikTok world. But with major success at a very young age comes with extra hardship. After the 2010s, Alyson would be seen less on the big screen and more as a voice actor, and this would lead people like myself to ask, what was the reason for this? Creator burnout can be seen in every bit of entertainment. Even myself, I've had to step away from making content basically every other week or even a month. So where am I going with this if this video is about Alyson? As her career would fade, she would still land major roles in voice acting. But her biggest turning point that would shake her to becoming more self-aware about the negative impact of the Hollywood industry and her ambitions of working at a young age would be her ED, or watching what she eats. This disorder would showcase how she was working her life away and hadn't really had a childhood of her own, and she would go on to state this very thing in multiple podcasts and interviews. The disorder got so bad that she would eventually check herself into rehab after experiencing hair loss, bone density, and the mental side effects of being perfect for everyone. This would lead her to have creator burnout amongst the Hollywood industry. So what is going on with Alyson Stoner now? Alyson can still be seen in her music with tracks like Stripped Bare that have lyrics expressing that she has nothing left after being stripped or burnt out. Her biggest impacts now is using her platform to make people self-aware about the negative side effects of being a child superstar and the exploitations of child labor in the industry. Whether it be on podcast episodes or her own personal YouTube channel, which I highly suggest checking out. With videos like why child stars are set to fail, it is very interesting to hear the other side of the industry and what she has dealt with growing up. She has also used YouTube to promote mental and physical awareness. And with shorts like this one, you could say she is still being a motivational force. From dancing to acting to being a force that can't be touched, Alyson Stoner still remains to be a lead in the industry. And while she was a product of trauma, she has inspired millions, including myself. With that being said, this will be the end of my video. What are your thoughts about Alyson Stoner? Did she make an impact on you like she has for me? Or do you feel the negative sides of Hollywood changed her forever?